Hello and welcome everyone to today's webinar. My name is Jan Steder and I'm the LonWorks Technical Director. The topic of today's webinar is energy efficiency for hotels. HOTELON, an integral solution for LON. Our speaker today is Jorge Bueno from ISTE. I hope I pronounced it right. So he is the CTO of ISTE. With more than 15 years experience in home and building automation market. He will do the presentation today. Before we start, some logistics. You can submit questions. We will answer them at the end of this webinar. The webinar itself will be recorded and will be posted and the link, or we will upload it to YouTube and you will find the link on our website. Okay, so we can start. Rocha, it's yours.
Well, thank you very much for the introduction, and my name is Jorge Bueno. I'm CTO at ISTE. Before I start with the presentation, I would like to wish all the listeners that you and yours stay well. So we are going to talk about energy efficiency for hotels, but also I'm going to show you a complete solution made with LonWorks to automate a hotel. First, before we start, I would like to introduce our company. ISTE is a manufacturer which manufactures automation devices and offer automation solutions for 3 different markets. They are home automation, building automation, and smart city. ISTE was founded on Spain in 1994, so it has more than 25 years on the market. We are members of LonWorks International and LonWorks Spain, and also we have the distinction of LID, Independent LonWorks Developer. As a resume, we manufacture devices and automation solutions based on standard protocols. We have been honored with different national and international awards and acknowledgements. Among them, we have won LonWorks International Best of the Year Multi-Vendor Project for many years. You can see on the slide 2013, 14, 16, 17, for different projects for home automation and building automation, and also in different countries, Spain, Mexico, and any other countries. Our headquarters are in Spain, but we also have international presence in South America throughout our local offices, which you can find in the Ecuador, for example, or is the Cono Sur in Chile. And we also have partners and distributors. So why us? How could we contribute to building automation for hotels? About of over many years of expertise on this kind of projects, I would like to focus on the idea that we don't adapt input-output LON devices to solve the hotel needs. Instead of that, we manufacture LON devices specifically designed to cover hotel needs. That's a big difference. On the left side on this, of the slide, you can see one of the first hotels with the automation system. It was built on year 2000. It has 130 rooms with 130 LON controllers. And I think it's still open. At least it was open before the pandemic. Now on the other side, on the slide you can see one of the newer hotels also made with is the devices and solution. This hotel has like 240 rooms and it has 1,500 LON controllers, all working together on the same network. So that said, let's do a quick summary about what we are going to talk about. I will introduce to the audience to a theoretical approach, and also they will have an answer to these questions, like what is it? What is energy efficiency? What do you want it in a hotel? Which are the real enemies? What is the concept of RMS and BMS? Which are the benefits? When is the energy being wasted? Then audience will learn how to achieve the energy efficiency. We will present an integral solution made with HOTELON, our solution for hotels, where you can control HVAC, lighting, access control, metering, and so on. We will explain why LonWorks is the best choice to do that. And then audience will watch a study case and a live HOTELON demo. So let's start with what is energy efficiency? What is it? We used to define it as a balance between maximum savings and maximum comfort. Meaning that if you increase energy efficiency, you will maximize energy savings without renouncing to improving comfort for the final client. You need this balance since you could have an extremely low power consumption hotel, for example, by removing HVAC or light, but no client will want to stay on your hotel. So how could we achieve it? That's a direct question with a direct answer by adding an automation system for managing hotel resources, visualizing hotel status, and then exploiting both the most efficient way. Which are the benefits of an energy efficient hotel? Apart from the benefits you can see on this slide, and many others they are not here, the main benefit which is worth evaluate, I think that hotel clients will appreciate it. Taken from a 2019 Hotel Technological Institute study, it shows most relevant technologies for the guests to choose a hotel. You can see free Wi-Fi in all areas. It's like 90% of guests will pay for a hotel that has that. But also you can see that 40% of guests will pay for a room automation solutions to adapt the room to the client's needs. Also, the study shows how the host perception about adding automation to the rooms is increasing every year. You can see here. How do we start to do that? Okay, I want my hotel to be the most energy efficient as possible. What should I do? That's easy. You should know how the energy consumption is distributed on the hotel. If you have a look to the bar graphics on the right, you will see that HVAC used to represent the highest energy consumption compared to the other resources of the hotel. Also, I told you, and I believe that the most energy waste occurs in the hotel rooms, inside the hotel rooms. So to maximize energy efficiency, the rooms of the hotel should not be automated with the same view that you do in the common areas. This shows us two key concepts we should understand before designing a hotel automation project. That one of them is room management system, RMS, and the other one is building management system. For the first one, it controls all the particular facilities of each of the rooms. And for the next one, control all the common facilities in the building. So you have to act locally, but you have to think globally. And the whole building has to be an integral solution. HOTELON let us to do that.
Okay, and here we know why hotels should be designed to match energy efficiency. Also, we know where energy is usually distributed, and we introduce two key concepts of RMS and BMS. Now let's have a look about what could we do with a good designer RMS system. Firstly, it should be designed to show a specific room requirements and also for being completely integrated with a global automation system. Let's see. On the left, you can see the typical room requirements of a hotel room. That's it: HVAC control, lighting control, access control, presence control, and so on. How will we control and automate all of these requirements? That's easy by adding PD control devices, sensors, and actuators shared all over the room. Now, let's see a quick review of each of the resources a room needs. For the first, most significant, as we saw before, is HVAC. HVAC represents between 40 and 60% of energy consumption in the whole room. Just by adding automation will result in 20 to 60% energy savings. So let's say that 1 degree variation represents savings like 7% on energy, but also in money. We could use automation for doing that. For example, we could limit from maintenance the set point temperature to 23 degrees, so client cannot exceed it. And if, for example, he complains about it, the administrator could remove the limit just for his sake. I'm saying 23 degrees Celsius degrees. I think it should be like 70 Fahrenheit degrees for USA listeners. So now let's have a quick review of the HVAC terminal units we can commonly find on the market in a hotel room. We can have VRV terminal units, we can have single splits terminal units, and we can have fan coils. So I want just to take a quick stop here to show a common issue we have found on the hotels for the last years. That's it, that many conventional HVAC system found on the market does not incorporate any resource to know if the room is occupied or unoccupied. It results in HVAC could be working even if the client is away of the room for hours. Meaning, in English, hotel owner could be the best client for the electric companies for that. As a result, if no automation is added to HVAC, it means a lot of energy or money waste. Now, let's take a quick view of how terminal units could be automated with HOTELON solution, one by one. First is single split units. Most of single split units used to be controlled by infrared remote controller. So we can automate the unit just by adding an infrared LON controller. This device could set the parameters like set point, temperature, or tune off the HVAC if no presence of the room is detected for 30 minutes more, something like that. As it is also a LonWorks device, it could be managed by HOTELON software for any station of the hotel. So also almost all common split manufacturers prepare the unit to be accessed by a proprietary protocol. So if the market offers it, we could also add automation by adding a gateway to understand the protocol like LonWorks. With both of these methods, we can automate a split unit that in the first it was autonomous. Next, most of the VRV systems implement the proprietary protocol to communicate with the terminal units. As market and client demands it, they also offer a gateway to standard protocol like LonWorks. So if we add this gateway to the system, once we are talking the same language, we could automate the HVAC system by adding a LonWorks device like the INS 461, which is capable of adding presence elements to the system like presence, detectors, card holders, window contact. This will have the algorithm to maximize the energy efficiency. Also, once the HVAC is completely integrated on the system, it allows the system administrator to control the most important parameters on the main desk. For example, offset for set point temperature could be configured to lower the HVAC power consumption when client is not in the room for a while, but room maintaining comfort since HVAC is not completely turned on. And last but not least is the fun called the terminal unit. This terminal unit is completely controllable for a fun called LON controller, like for example the ATP 100. This device integrates in addition to a thermostat interface a PIR sensor to determine presence in the room. Also, it has all necessary input and output resources in order to cover the needs for a full HVAC automation. Since it is also a LON device, it is easy to be integrated on the system and also managed from all the LON software. That's also very important to mention that all LonWorks devices suggested to control the terminal units work locally. And also, they are in a network. That means that intelligence is distributed on the network and not centralized. That also means that if a network communications are down, the whole system in the room keeps working for the user. That's an important thing to take it on. Now we have HVAC automation complete. With that, HOTELON have saved a lot of energy and also a lot of money too. But keep on. Now let's talk about the next most energy consumption result. That is lighting. Lighting represents like 20 to 30% of energy consumption. By adding automation, it will result in savings for 30 to 50%. We can do things like welcome the client with a scene when he enters the room, or turning off the lights when the client leaves the room. Also, we can create the scenes depending on client needs, and we can base them on the offset lights. As you can see on the left, lighting designer could choose the best driver that fits the client needs for the most. No problem. We have a LonWorks device for any of the most common drivers in the market, that being daily, on-off, 0 to 10 volts. Now let's talk about access control. Many times this subsystem is completely proprietary, offline and not integrated with the automation system of the hotel. I think this is just because there are not many standard technologies supporting access control natively. Fortunately, LonWorks is one of the technologies that support access control. So we will have access control functionality as another subsystem in the hotel. We have to offer online and real-time access control. That means that all access can be managed from any station with HOTELON in real time. Also, user could choose different methods that can be used to permit access to the room, like RFID cards or the use of mobile phone, for example. Now, with present supervision, taking advantage of the subsystem integration, elements from present supervision like card holders, present detectors, or window contacts could be used for HVAC or lighting automation and could easily also be integrated with access control. In that way, all subsystems taking the same language, that is LonWorks, permits to do a horizontal automation pilot Just that turning off the lights and services when the client leaves the room, pause HVAC when window is open, or go to standby mode when the client is not detected. Same happens for blind alarms, intrusion alarms, technical alarms. For example, by adding field sensor and actuators to the system, it could be easily escalated to achieve new functionalities. Just by adding fluid detection, we can prevent water damage by detecting any leak in real time. Now let's talk about metering. An outer room could be exploited for many different ways. For instance, a long-stay guest, or for example, a summer rent period. In that cases, a hotel administrator could make the guest for paying just for the resource he used, like for example, energy or water consumption. Then energy, water, or gas consumption metering is easily integrable to the system by adding a LON device like our INS 081. Also, hotel administrators will have energy consumption patterns from the guests, which is could be easily obtained from HOTELON. And last but not least, the client may have a user interface to interact and configure the room as he likes. For example, with touch screens or multifunction keyboards, like our Intec 100, you can see it on the slide. Of course, a client may also use his own hardware, like controlling the room HVAC directly from his mobile phone. Now, arriving at this point, if an integrator or an installer is listening to me, sure he's thinking, I wish I didn't have to use lots of devices per room to achieve these features. So I say, don't worry. You have a hotel room controller that is fully designed to meet all needs from a hotel room. It's our INS 551. You have HVAC, lighting, access control, intrusion, technical alarms are all integrated in one LonWorks device. And also, if in the future you want to expand the functionalities, you simply add more additional controllers without having to change the infrastructure. So great. Until now, we have seen the key aspects of implementing a room management system. Now, let's have a quick view of how to design a BMS to match energy efficiency. For sure, it must integrate all subsystems along with the control of the common areas of the hotel. Let's see. Now, let's start with HVAC automation. As in the rooms, also in common areas, we should automate terminal units, but we could also add to the system the production units, or even other elements needed by common areas, like, for example, air quality supervision with our Inca 100 or carbon monoxide in parking lots. All of that is easily integrated into HOTELON platform. Same for lighting automation, where users could add scheduling or set functionalities to increase the user experience and maintain the energy cost to the minimum indispensable. Also, with access control, you can extend it to the sensitive areas where the access should be controlled, like kitchens, pool, gym, technical closets, or different facilities. And of course, the designer could choose for the identification technology the most fits their needs, like face recognition, keypads, RFID, fingerprint recognition. For technical alarms like water leak, fire detectors, carbon monoxide detector, glass bricks, smoke detectors, you just have to add the field sensors. HOTELON system is completely scalable. Now let's talk again about the smart metering. This time for concrete areas of the hotel where you like to monitor as they are sensitive for money waste, or even it helps us to make a predictive maintenance. You can supervise power plants, water, gas, electricity, energy management in the hotel. And last, for those systems which cannot be natively integrated to LonWorks, integration could be made to HOTELON, like for example, CCTV or treatment plants, tank, pumps, power plants,
pools, technical elements, these kind of things. It could be related to HOTELON. Now, until now, we have seen a quick review of how a RMS and BMS system should be designed to achieve energy efficiency, and also watch how HOTELON will manage all the systems all together by having a real-time events, control and feedback of the whole hotel, reports, and so on. But I would like to do a special mention about this point. That is that vertical infrastructure is a common way of implementing this kind of system in a hotel, where devices just communicate with a server in a vertical way. I mean, they operate locally, and when something happens, they create an event for the server. But also, with HOTELON and LonWorks, we can add an horizontal infrastructure, where devices can communicate each other using a peer-to-peer method, and increasing the powerful of network energy efficiency, since subsystems could talk between them to do jointly actions. That's a differential point to take into account when you design a system. So that's HOTELON. That's a quick review of HOTELON. But then I would like to ask why with LON? Why with LonWorks? Why HOTELON is made with LonWorks technology? I will explain it to you quickly. In ISDE, we have a open philosophy to design solutions with our devices. That means that a protocol should be open, multimedia, interoperable, and multi-manufacturer. What does it mean? Open. Technology must have its own protocol, and it has to be published. It's strongly recommended to be published by means of a national or international norm. Very strongly recommended if 7 OSI layers are defined. Multimedia. Communication protocol must be independent of the physical transmission medium. That is, devices or different physical media, such as twisted pair, power line, Ethernet, radio frequency, can work requiring only routers that allow interconnecting the different physical media. It has to be also interoperable. Devices must be capable of being substituted by products from other manufacturers, and also be multi-manufactured. That's it, that different manufacturers must provide similar devices that work with the same open technology. And also, different communication ways could be chosen, like master-slave, client-server, or peer-to-peer. Always, when we can choose, we will avoid master-slave communication due to its inefficiency. We would like to design solutions with a peer-to-peer and server-client methodology. So let's see if LonWorks fits in our own philosophy. It is open. It is an international standard by ISO, no doubt about it. It is also multimedia. You can choose from different media to communicate on the same project. But for example, we like to combine FT twisted pair with IP in automation. As twisted pair is the most economic and efficient method to communicate field devices, you could have many topologies like bus, star, ring, or even free. It is also interoperable. LonWorks has all 7 OSI layers defined. So you are able to change similar devices with manufacturers without being worried about changing the network configuration or infrastructure. LonMa International supervises this interoperability by certifying device and profiles. And finally, it is also multi-manufacturer. You can see on the screen a few manufacturers found in LonMa International. Here it's ISDE. I should put the logo bigger, but there's many more. So these are the main reasons we recommend LonWorks for hotel automation.
Now I have changed my microphone because I want to activate my webcam. Do you hear me well? Okay, now to finish this webinar, I would like to show you a study case and then a live demo of what HOTELON is capable of. On your screen, you should see a network diagram example of a study case. Please let me open this PDF, and we zoom easily to explain all the things. Okay, you should see it on the screen. What you see on the screen is a hotel that is already built and has like 240 rooms. This is a very clear demonstration about the powerful HOTELON system. All BMS and RMS are controlled and supervised from 5 different PCs. You can see here. You can see also that all network is made by LonWorks by combining FTP pair, the green line, with IP over Ethernet. That is here. Now, if we have a look to the infrastructure, we can see a two-way twisted pair bus that is joining all the elements in the network. For example, here's a room. You can see here a room, and then next to it, you have outdoor lighting supervisor, all with the same wire. That's important to notice the simplicity to all design and installation levels of what it means. In common areas, things like HVAC, indoor and outdoor lighting, access control, and smart metering are fully integrated to HOTELON. Also, inside of every room, HVAC, lighting, access control, water leaks, ovens are controlled by the system with a completely horizontal philosophy. For example, ovens in our rooms are closed when airspeed is beyond the limits configured on the system. Here we can have a look. Let me zoom it. We can have a look for the amount of LonWorks devices installed on this hotel. All of them are in the same network, and they are working in real time. And you can see here INS 551. We saw it before in the slides, and also ITP 100. So this is the approximately the amount of devices in the hotel. Now I'm going to share my screen. Let me minimize that. I'm going to share my webcam view so you can see how to emulate a room and make a live demo. Yeah. Okay, you should see it on your screen. If not, please look for it. You should see something like that. You should see something like that here. Now I'm going to explain you what you are looking at. This simulates the network infrastructure in the hotel. So first, we have a LonWorks IP to FTP router. My computer is connected to this network by LonWorks IP H52. Then we have ITP to control the second terminal control units in the room, and also has a window contact. Also, we have a card reader. Is one of our ILP 310. This is to read the cards or access control. And finally, we have an INS 551, which is in charge of access control by reading cards and opening the door with an electric lock. Also, it's controlling HVAC for someone. Also lighting, and in this emulation, we emulate these all peripherals, movement detector, card holder, door contact with switches and buttons you can see on the screen. This. So,
Now I'm going to show you how HOTELON software looks. For that, I'm going to change my screen. Now, when HOTELON starts, then you can see all the rooms with just a quick view. As you can see here. If we go to the caption, we can see all the possible status a room could have. For example, we could see if a room is occupied with this icon. Also, if communication error on the system is happening with this icon. Also, if the room is being cleaned or if it's dirt. And even if we have an intrusion alarm or different kind of alarms. And now, if we navigate through the different sections, we could have a view of the status of, for example, the common areas. You can see here on the screen the access control area for the common resources, like the pool, gym, technical offices, security offices, lifts, all the stuff that has an access control for the common areas. You can see it from here. But we can also see things like the technical elements, like the luxes, in order for the lights in the common areas to be turned off when the sunset occurs. Also, the wine limits to generate an alarm and close the openings in the rooms if this level exceeds the wine speed limits. Even we have, as we have a smart metering, we have the possibility to put a price to the kilowatts per hour in case you want to charge the user for the resources energy consumption he spent. We also have the possibility to do a global immediate or scheduling actions, like turning all the common lights on or changing the HVAC set temperature for the whole terminal units in the rooms. And now let's have a look to one of the rooms quickly. We are emulating here room 2514. That's it. If we click on it, a new screen appears and it shows us the status of the elements in the room. For example, we have 23 degrees of ambient temperature. We could change here the set point temperature to 1 from the main desktop. Also, we can activate or know the state of services in the room. For example, the bedroom lights is here, or the global services is here. We could change the state. Even we could open the door from the main desktop. And of course, software is going to register which person did that. And also, if we navigate from different sections, we could have a more concrete configuration parameters, for example, here for HVAC or timing, different parameters in the room that we can change. Okay, and also from here, we can go directly to the access control management and click on here. And a new window is open where we all have the other rooms available to check here. So on the buildings, on the rooms. We can check the client's personal stuff in. We can generate a card for every user. And even we can generate several cards just by clicking one button. That's important to say that since this is an online system for the access control, HOTELON communicates directly to the INS 531 in the rooms. You could check a new client in real time. Or on the opposite, you could deny the access to a user without having this physical card. This is just because this is an online access control system. Okay, now we are going to test what happens when a client enters in a room. For that, I have a client card. You can see it on the webcam. I am going to bring the card near the reader. So you can see a green light shows us a positive access. Now I'm going to change. I'm going to put the card in the card holder, emulated by the switch. And if we go to HOTELON software, instantly we can see that software shows us the client is on the room. Okay. The room is occupied. Now, if we click again on the room, we can see in real time that services are turning on. Temperature is set to 24 degrees. As you can see on the IDP 100 on the webcam, I'm going to change the temperature to 21 degrees, for example. And you can see that the temperature changed in the IDP. So now I'm going to leave the room. I'm taking the card from the card reader, emulated at the switch. And then instantly, if you see on the software, the room shows that it's unoccupied and it needs to be cleaned. I'm going to call the cleaning staff of the hotel to go to the room. So here I have a cleaning staff card. I'm going to bring near to the reader. You can see also green access. I'm going to put the card in the card holder. And then if you go to HOTELON software, you can see that it shows us that the room is being cleaned. So all is happening in real time. Now I'm going to leave the room. And it's supposed to be cleaned. And software shows us that the room is occupied. HVAC system goes to standby. Now, for example, for activity desk, I want to know the access of the room for this day. HOTELON shows us which access the room has. So just for doing that, we have to generate a report. We can select the room, which is 2514. That creates a report, and it should show us how many users goes to the room. So we have here the client, and we have also the cleaning staff for the room 2514. That's in real time. We just did it, and also finally, I would like to show you one of the most HOTELON features, at least what I like most, because it's very differential. Now we are going to generate an intrusion alarm. For that, first we are going to activate the intrusion alarm supervision here. We activate it. Then we are going to make breaking and entering of the room by emulating the door contact, which we can manipulate from here. Using the webcam, we have a switch here. It represents the door contact. So now the door is closed. I'm also going to show you the log communications. In this box, we can see all the communications that is happening right now on the system. So if we open the door by holding it, we have now on the screen that immediately intrusion alarm is informed. You have it here on the system, and you have it here in this icon. So thank you very much for your attention. If you want any additional information, you have our contact info here in the screen. And you can also download our latest catalog with the solution we explained on this webinar and more solutions about home and building automation and also Smart City. You can download it from the link on the screen. So thank you everyone and have a nice day.
Okay, thanks a lot for your presentation. I got one question for you, and
Sure.
it is, can you explain how maintenance works for all these devices? Is it difficult to identify and exchange faulty devices?
Yeah, as we use LonWorks, you have a database. So you have a LNS database. It's if you want to replace a device, it's as easier as you put the new device instead of the old one, and you go to your configuration tool. It could be ISO commissioning tool, and you do a replace. It's like something about 5 minutes, and then you have the room all up and running again. That's so simple.
Okay. Yeah, so that was the question. There is no other. So I would say thanks. As said, the presentation, the whole webinar is recorded. Most likely tomorrow, but definitely by Monday, it's up on our website. So you can share this link then to colleagues to watch this presentation. So thanks everyone and have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.